What's going on, y'all? It's 5 Sports Out back at it with another video talking some more football. Jets, Colts. That was hard to watch. That game was hot garbage, to be honest, really. It was a sore sight on the eyes. Sure, the Jets had their moments here and there. Ryan Fitzpatrick managed the game pretty well. Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker had their moments. So Todd Bowles, congrats to him. The Jets now are 2-0 to start the year. But I want to put the Jets aside for just a second and talk about Andrew Luck. And I want to bring up the fact, and the question is he overrated? Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a perfect game to bring this up and overreact to the fact that Andrew Luck is overrated, because he did have a horrendous game, a terrible game. He had one good half a quarter, but that's about it. But that's not the point here. To answer my own question, really, is Andrew Luck overrated? I would say no, yes. And what I mean by that is he's not as good as the Luck lovers say he is, and he's not as bad as the Luck haters say he is. But essentially, Andrew Luck isn't overrated because he's still a great quarterback. But it's just that he still has some very glaring things he needs to work on. Yes, I understand the offensive line for the Colts was trash. They couldn't protect Luck all night. But if you saw the turnovers, Andrew Luck could have had 2, 3, 4 more picks because of how many potential turnovers there were. He was just flinging it right into the other team's corners. And what I mean by that is, as soon as the pressure's coming, he's letting the ball just fly instead of throwing it away or taking the sack. It's that sort of forcing the turnover trait that he needs to work on. If I can say so, the Jay Cutler sort of trait where you just throw it into the other team's hands all the time. But that's one thing about Andrew Luck that I've never been a big fan of. Yes, he takes shots, he's aggressive, but he is also a turnover machine. And nights like this is when he really needs to dial it back and sort of just establish himself and make sure he's not putting his team in holes early. And that's another thing with Andrew Luck. He can't be doing this all the time. He always gets off to a slow start and tries to dig his way out of a hole. That should not be the way you quarterback in this league. You got to get off to a good start, and Andrew Luck needs to work on that. I believe he's still a great quarterback. This is obviously just a bad game, but there are still some glaring things I feel like Andrew Luck needs to work on. And don't tell me he doesn't have talent. He's got great receivers around him. A running back, Frank Gore, is pretty good. The line, like I said, a little shaky, but still, there's things he can do, like a Tom Brady does, where he throws short intermediate passes. Don't always look for the long ball. So it's things like that I feel like Andrew Luck needs to work on. Let me know what you guys think. Is he overrated? Is he not? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe.